it's important to create or identify the buyer persona of your audience, okay? Yung kanilang background, okay? The buyer persona is the background or the profile of your audience, okay? So, after you get the profile of the clients or the audience, you have the day, the age, location, yung kanilang mga buying practices, you'll have the data already. Diba? Meron na kayong data. Then you're gonna make an analysis of that. That's called data analytics. So what do? You have a data, yung raw na information like age, birthday, email, etc. Those are data that will be converted into some insights. Okay? Magagawa yon through data analytics. Okay? So your data analytics will provide you insights or information. You analyze the data to give you information. Kasi wala namang silbi if you know the buyer persona kung hindi nyo naman i-analyze. Okay? And give something worth or meaning to that information. So you have to have data analytics. Okay? So the data analytics is when you have a raw data, like yung dates, ng birthday nila, yung age nila, location nila, you're going to make it into an actionable insight. So paano natin magagawa yun? We are going to integrate that with a range of tools and technologies so that we can solve issues. For example, our issue could be our sales is low this month, so we have to look into our data so we can provide an actionable insight. So it will help you improve your business and your decision making, who you're gonna target next by looking at your data. So kung meron na kayong buyer persona, meron na kayong idea kung sino yung target ninyong priority. So let's say for example, saan ka ba nag-work ngayon, Miss Judy?
McDonald's po.
Okay, so there are certain maybe months na mababa ang sales, or there are certain months
Yes.
na, or may particular product kayo na gustong-gusto ng customer, right? Alright, so you'll get information through those data that you have. So anong gagawin mo, for example, out of an information, how will it help you to make decision para magkaroon ng higher ROI? Kung ibabase mo sa months or days, kung saan mataas or mababa ang sales, at saka ano yung favorite or ano yung gusto nilang product. So, yun yung mga raw data. Yung gusto nilang product, yung sino yung mga regular customer. Then, you will decide ano ba yung dapat kong gawin out of this information. That's called data analytics. Okay? Halimbawa, gustong-gusto ba nila ng Mac Arabia or burger na cheese? Ganyan. No? So, at anong araw yung pinaka-the bestseller ito? Anong month yung bestseller ito? Diba? Or let's say for example, Ramadan is coming. So, syempre, magkakaroon ng epekto yan on your sales. Tama ba?
Yes.
So, what do you do in Ramadan? Kasi wala namang kakain. So, anong gagawin ninyo?
Change the time.
Change timing.
Change
Time.
timing. So, ganyan. So, you have a data and then you turn it into actionable insights. So, mag-change ka. So, you will have business processes that will help your business grow. Okay? Ganyan ang data analytics. You are going to use the data to analyze them and return it into an actionable insight. So, ang magiging marketing ninyo now will be data-driven. Kaya nga ngayon, it's important to know the information of your clients, of your audience. So, kahapon, last week, nag-request ako sa inyo to make your own email na pang digital marketing kasi itong mga platforms na to, they will get information and they will have access to the whole of your email. So, if it's not a working email and it's personal, baka ma-compromise yung data ninyo. Okay? So, ngayon, everything works like that way. Anyway, wala naman ng sikreto ngayon. They know everything. Have you ever experienced na nag-uusap kayo ng friend mo or ng spouse mo about something? Tapos suddenly, pag tinignan mo yung newsfeed mo sa social media,
About that.
about
Correct.
nung pinag-uusapan nyo, di ba? Kasi
Tama.
nakikinig talaga yan sila. Naririnig na nila, kaya naka-on na kasi yung mga mic natin dyan. Lalo na meron tayong permit, di ba? Yung mga apps na yan, dina-download natin, may ano yan. Meron silang access. So they will ask permission, then you just say allow and everything is already been allowed. So it's like, alam na nila lahat. Kahit nag-click ka lang ng isang ad which is related to something, a certain product, sunod-sunod na yung mga ibang companies na may parehas naman na product, but they have different way of marketing. So, halos wala na talagang sikreto din ngayon. But I still want to protect that thing, whatever is left behind from you. So, sana nakagawa kayo ng personal e-Gmail for these purposes. Unless you want to use your own current one, di wala tayong magagawa. Okay, let's go to this one. A/B testing. Ano ba tong A/B testing? So in social media, there is what we call as in digital marketing sa social media, A/B testing. So ang gagawin nila dyan is the platform will allow you to upload 1 or 2 videos, and then they will test it to 2 types of audiences. Okay? So yung isa, i-display nila sa group of audience, tapos yung another video, I mean the same video will be displayed to another group of audience. Okay? Tapos it will... Sorry? Ay, si Miss Chanji pala may kausap. Okay, nasa na ako. Alright. Sa A/B testing, we have a video that you're going to produce. Halimbawa, yung PAL na advertisement. They're going to show it to 2 different audiences. Okay? Tapos, they will give you a report of ano yung mas maraming audience. Sino yung mas may nag-react. So, yun na ang i-advise nila sa inyo na yun ang ipopost ninyo. Okay, that's how it works, yung A/B testing na yan. So they will test different versions of your ads, emails, and landing pages to determine kung ano yung mas magpe-perform best. Okay, pero those are paid. Both ads will be paid, the A and B. So A and B would represent actually 2 different audiences, kaya sinabi nilang A/B testing. Okay? Yung predictive analytics naman, they will use leverage tooling to predict customer behaviors at saka trends. So, i-guide nila kayo for marketing strategies. Okay, so you can see, if you're going to take a look at the insights ng isang page, you will see the analysis of what could be the possible things that might happen in the next few months, considering kung ano man yung mga next things that will happen, like holidays, etc. Okay? So, yan yung predictive analytics. Okay? Right. So halimbawa kung ang business mo ay gift wrapper or gift wrapping center, you will also have a prediction that by November, December, and January, you will have a boost of your sales. So obvious na yun, no? So parang ganun din yan siya sa social media analytics when it comes to predictive analytics. Bibigyan na nila kayo ng projection which will come into the next. So now, what we do is they use the holidays on these things para ma-drive yung inyong digital marketing. Okay, I hope that's clear. Moving on. According to Investopedia naman, data analytics is the science of analyzing raw data. So raw data pa rin yan para lang makagawa tayo ng conclusion about any information. So data analytics is the science of analyzing raw data. Okay? Raw data from the persona of your audience. Okay, so tapos na tayo sa buyer persona. Okay, buyer persona is the identity of your audience, which comprises the age, location, buying preferences, etc. So now, once na alam nyo na yon, you are going to create a personalization of your products. Ipo-personalize nyo na basing on what your audience wants. So personalization is very important, no? Because they feel that they are special. Parang kayo pag naka-receive kayo ng t-shirt na may pangalan nyo, di ba? Or mug na may pangalan nyo sa birthday nyo, you'll be happy. Kasi nga, it's personalized. So, in the same way, if you personalize your ads, your digital marketing ads, it will offer something that will align to the individual's preference, di ba? Kasi nga, alam nyo na yung kanilang profile. So, if you're able to establish a buyer persona, it will be easier for you to create a personalization. Okay? Yeah, so ang personalization is you're going to make an individual preference as a basis of your ad. Okay? Yan. Personalization. Para lang ma-engage sila. Kasi pag gusto nila yung binibigay nyo, they'll be happy. For example, si Doc Willie Ong. You know Doc Willie Ong?
Yes.
Yes po.
So, syempre, doktor siya. So, his content will be all about health. And ang audience niya are those who wants, you know, prescriptions o kaya naman mga advice on health. So, yun ang binibigay niya. Kasi nga, pinapersonalize na niya yung kanyang content. Okay? Right. Now, let's go to customer segmentation. So, medyo ano din tong customer segmentation is a bit wide in terms of the concept. Okay, so first you have to consider your buyer persona, then you have personalization, then customer segmentation. So when you have these platforms, naka-identify na yan sa system nila, but you still have to understand what is customer segmentation. Okay, so syempre, pag sinabi mong segment, ano ibig sabihin yan? There's a division. Okay, naka-divide para siyang caterpillar, no? Naka-divide yan siya. So ganun din sa customer. You're going to divide your customers according to certain characteristics. Okay? I-divide nyo yung customers according to certain common characteristics. So para you can address what they need specifically according to their demographics or psychographics or any other characteristics. Okay? So halimbawa, if you are selling milk, gatas, syempre yung gatas na i-divide mo yung customers mo into segments pag nagbebenta ka ng gatas. So ano yung mga customer segments natin? Siguro gatas para sa mga old people. Kasi hindi mo naman pwedeng ibigay yung gatas ng old people dun sa infant. Alright? So isang segment naman is para sa mga baby, newborns, ganyan. So para naman sa mga hyperactive na children, meron din. So para naman sa mga pregnant mothers, lactating moms, ganyan, no? So you're going to divide or group your customers according to their demographics, psychographics, value-based, etc. para mabigay mo yung needs nila. Okay? So that's the use of customer segmentation. You're going to divide your clients according to their common characteristics para maibigay mo yung needs. So you can effectively give what they need appropriately as well. Okay? So yan ang importansya ng customer segmentation. You have to divide them so you can give what they want. So you can divide them according to demographics. Ano ba ang demographics? Okay, that includes yung gender, yung age, occupation, mga ganyan, no? Ano ba yung income nila, marital status. So why does these things matter? Sabi ko nga kanina, yung example ko, yung milk. Kasi nga, hindi mo nga pwede ibigay yung gatas ng bata doon sa matanda or vice versa, no? And occupation. Okay, kaya ba nilang i-afford yung binibigay mong price? Household income, are they going to consider buying your product considering their income? Marital status, syempre, importante yung marital status because a single person, yung single, mas kaya niyang makabili ng something for herself, okay? At ang ano naman, ang married, syempre, i-consider niya yung income and the expense of the children. So, those matters. Pero pag sinabi nating demographics, you will have to segment or divide your customers according to their gender, age, occupation, household income, or marital status. So, dito sa example na binigay ko, if you are a bookstore, meron kang ibibigay na books for children, meron ka rin ibibigay for parents, di ba? So, pwede mo yan siya i-divide into that two segments. Okay? Yan. Okay, kasi hindi mo pwedeng ibenta yung pang-adults para doon sa children, no? And vice versa. So, kailangan nakaseparate talaga yan. So, there is one segmentation, which is the demographic segmentation. Okay, you can also make customer segmentation through geographic. O, syempre, pag sinabing geo, anong ibig sabihin ng geo?
Location.
Location, di ba? Oh, saang banda sa lupa siya naka-base, so location. At saka syempre, if depending on the location, you're going to consider the language. Syempre, pag sa Pilipinas, edi Tagalog, or kung nasa Pilipinas naman lahat, pag nasa northern part, edi Ilocano, pag nasa southern part, edi Bisaya, pag nasa gitna, edi maybe Kapampangan or Pangasinan, whatever, no? So, it is very important that you consider language kasi it touches the heart of the people, of your audience, pag alam nilang you can speak the language, di ba? Di ba happy kayo if they can speak your language? Okay,
Yes.
yon. Oh, taga saan ka ba, Miss Dolly?
Iloilo po.
Oh, so, di ba, if
Ili-
an advertisement was made in Ilonggo, you'd be very happy and it would be
Mm-mm.
more welcoming, di ba? Oh, pag
Yes.
Bisaya naman, oh, you feel happy also if the ad is in Bisaya. O mga Ang tawag doon? Mga igsuon o mga, ano natin doon? Mga tibuok kalibutan, mga ganyan. Pag mga Ilocano naman, bagnal daw kakabsat. So, they would feel and they would want to listen, di ba? Pag sa Batangas naman, di syempre, dapat alae, ganun din yung mga, may ano din, di ba? May language effect din dapat. Kasi, they would feel at ease listening to you. So, now in this geographic location, lagi magkakasama yung location, language, saka culture. Kasi, location would mean another language, would mean another culture. Right? Do you agree?
Yeah.
Siyempre, di
Yes
ba?
po.
Pag iba na yung location, nag-iba na yung language, nag-iba na rin yung culture. So, for example here, nag-iba na rin yung weather. Syempre, kung nagbebenta ka ng bathing suit, your Cebu-based customers can buy it all year round, di ba? Pero kung ibebenta mo yun sa taga Baguio, syempre hindi naman niya bibilhin yan, no? Bibilhin niya lang yan sa summer. Okay? So, winter coats will be okay, di ba? So, you have to consider the location pag nagbebenta ka ng mga things, okay? And saka yung language at saka cultural factors. Okay? Alright, so we have demographics and geographic. Pwede din naman. You can segment your customers according to behavioral graphics. So, behavioral segmentation, you'll get information through their purchase behavior. Halimbawa, itong customer na to, gustong-gusto niya itong product na to. Ito rin, ito rin, ito rin. Okay, so, meron silang usage pattern at saka customer loyalty na de-develop dito. So, if you notice, if you are using maybe Talabat or other platforms, no? Meron silang isa-suggest na related doon sa gusto mo. Kasi nakita na nila yung behavioral pattern mo. Alam na nila yung usage pattern mo. Alam na nila kung ano lagi mong ina-add to cart. Kung mahilig ka sa sapatos, sige, puro sapatos din yung nakasuggest, no? Doon sa feed mo. At saka yung mga nagpa-pop out na ad. Kasi they have already seen your pattern of behavior when you are buying. So, na-establish mo yung customer loyalty kasi binibigay mo yung gusto nila. Alright, so for example here, a certain segment of your customer would buy only shampoo. Nung bata-bata ako, nung high school, lagi ako nagko-conditioner. Pero nung tumanda na ako, hindi na ako nagko-conditioner. Okay? So, ewan ko sa inyo kung nagko-conditioner pa rin kayo. Shampoo na lang binibili ko. Okay? So, may mga segment na customers na gustong-gusto lang bumili ng shampoo. Yung iba naman laging may shampoo and conditioner. So, now you can make an advertisement that can boost the sale of your conditioner. If you give it for free maybe, or if they buy 2 shampoos, they can get 1 free conditioner. So, you can only make this if you know the behavioral segmentation. So, dapat you should know the buying persona. Okay? Dapat alam nyo at kilala nyo yung audience. Okay? Yan. So, then, you can make some product ads depending on the behavior or the usage patterns of your audience. So, importante yan. So, the good thing nowadays is meron tayong mga apps that we can easily do it. Okay? Ayan. Next, we have psychographics. So, from psycho, ano ibig sabihin ng psycho?
Mental mind.
Mentally mind.
Mental. O
Mentally
kaya
mind.
Mentally mind.
Mentally.
Dobling-dobling mind yun ah. Okay. So, it would involve attitude, lifestyle, at saka interest. Okay? Attitude, lifestyle, at saka interest. Do not interchange it with behavior. Okay? Sa behavior segmentation is only your pattern of buying. Ito namang psychographic segmentation is the more personal one. Okay? Kasi nandiyan na yung interests and hobbies, lifestyle and values, at saka personality traits. Okay? So you see the difference? Doon sa behavior segmentation, kino-consider mo lang yung behavior niya when buying, but not really the lifestyle. Okay? So, but psychographic will consider the lifestyle, the values, interests, and hobbies, tsaka personality traits. For example, you're going to take a look at what your customer enjoy. Yan. What do they value most? Gusto ba nila ng cheap? Or gusto nila ng high quality, kahit mahal, bibilhin ba nila? So this is the, because psychographics or the psychiatric process when it comes to this is the perception. Okay? Sa psychographic segmentation, ang tinitignan nyo dito is the perception. Ano bang perception? The way a person looks at things. So some people think na kapag mataas yung presyo, high quality. 'Di ba?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oo. Or kapag mababa yung price, low quality. Yun ang tinatawag na perception. But that's not the reality at all times. But that's a perception, and that's called psychographic segmentation. So kung ngayon ang iniisip ng iba is marami namang low quality pero mahal. At marami din namang mura pero high quality. So that thing is just a psychographic perception. Okay, perception lang yun. It's not really true. So what comes here is the interest, habits, lifestyle, and values of people. So kung alam mo na si customer na to, they value high price, bibigyan pa rin nila kayo ng mga high price. Pag yun ang lagi yung ina-add, yung high price. Yung lagi yung ina-add to cart, yung mga mura, bibigyan din kayo ng mga options na mura. Kasi nakikita nila yung inyong psychographic, yung inyong personality traits, at saka yung values ninyo. What do you like? Kung gusto niyo ng conservative clothes, ang lahat na magpa-pop out sa ads nyo, puro conservative din. If you want the other way around, ganun din. Okay? If you're a sporty person, lahat na rin ng mga nasasuggest sa inyo, ganun din. So, they are able to establish the buyer persona through psychographic segmentation. For example, pag nagbebenta ka ng mga supplement brands, okay? So, anong gagawin mo? So, syempre, pagka ang mga target mo is yung mga health-conscious people, di ba? So, yung mga health-conscious people, iba-iba na naman ng age yan. So, you're gonna segment them. So, you might as well make a segmentation of people who just likes hiking. O, siguro, ito yung supplement ng mahilig mag-hiking para sa bones. Ito yung supplement para sa mahilig mag-gym, puro protein, ganyan. Okay? You know what I mean? I hope you understood what I'm trying to say here. Klaro ba?
Yes po.
I hope so. Okay, next. Last one. Ito naman is technographics. From the word techno, ano kaya ibig sabihin yan?
Technology.
Technology. Okay. Okay, technology. Technographics. So dito naman sa segmentation ng technographics, you're going to group your customers basing on what technology they use. Anong app ang ginagamit? Okay, anong app ang ginagamit nila? Okay, ano yung online behavior nila? Okay, nakikita naman nila yung mga ano natin yung ating tinatawag na digital footprint. Okay? So kaya nga sabi ko wala na tayong naitatago ngayon. Pag nasa banyo na lang siguro tayo saka tayo may naitatago. Okay? Pero sa phone natin, everything is there na. Alam na nila. Okay? So they know your online behavior, your technology adoption. Alam nila kung ano yung ginagamit nyong system. Are you using iOS? Are you using Android? Alam na nila. Okay? Just by engaging with you in a single post. Alam na nila. Okay? Halimbawa, nung una tayo nag-meet, nakikita ko kung anong brand ng mga gadgets nyo kasi yan ang lumalabas dito. Kaya sabi ko, rename yourselves. Okay? So, may Huawei, may iPhone, ganyan. So, nakikita ko na. So, what more yung mga nasa digital marketing area? Alam na nila lahat, pati yung internet provider service ninyo. Internet service provider ninyo, yung ISP ninyo, nakikita na nila lahat yan. Okay? So, alam nila yung technographic segmentation. They know what's your online behavior, what technology adoption do you use, at saka yung mga preferred devices ninyo. Okay? So, merong customer na nagre-reply sa SMS, may customer na nagre-reply sa WhatsApp, may customer na nagre-reply sa SMS sa Messenger, yung iba naman sa email. So, they know your online behavior. Okay? So, kayo rin, you will be able to learn them using the platforms that we're going to learn, inshallah. Okay? So we have 5 customer segmentation so far. Okay. So una, we have established a buyer persona, which is the profile of your customers, your audience. Tapos we have the digital analytics, tapos customer segmentation, which is 5. Okay, 5 yan sila, which is demo, geo, behave, psycho, and techno. Okay, right. Okay. Q&A muna tayo. Sige, sinong gusto mong sumagot ng first question?
Ako po.
Okay, Miss Janice. Question number 1.
Which is an example of geographic segmentation.
Ano example?
Marketing winter coats to customer in Baguio.
Okay, kasi nandun yung geo location yon, no? Madali naman, di ba?
Yes po.
Okay.
Geographic.
Number 2. Who wants to answer number 2? Miss Dolly?
Sige pa. Technographic segmentation groups customers based on their the channels, devices, and apps they use.
Yes, it's letter B. Okay. Next, sino gusto sumagot ng third question? Miss Mary Jane?
Sure.
Okay.
Can a customer belong to more than one segment?
Mm.
Yes po.
Yes, can.
Yes, of course. Yes, customers can belong to multiple segments po.
Yes, pwede. Okay, pwede. Okay, next. Jerwin.
Okay. What is the one of the best example of using demographic segmentation for a bookstore?
Mm. Bookstore siya. So,
Graphic.
pwedeng dalawang demographics ang i-divide mo dyan. Sa books, merong parang gatas din. May pang adult, may pang children.
Advertising children's books, especially to parents.
Specifically to parents. Okay. Yes, okay. Kasi ang bibili naman ng book is yung parents, di ba? So, you can also target them. Okay, so that's what it means. Okay, next, Miss Liza.
Segmentation.
Miss Liza, pa-unmute na lang.
Typical segmentation. Hi, madam. Typical segmentation tools allow you to
Yes.
ang sagot dyan. Letter B, madam.
Yeah, B. Create
Yes.
segments and run personalized campaigns. Okay?
Okay.
Yes. Sunod. Miss Casey.
What should
Sige,
you
tapusin
consider?
mo muna. Joke.
Kumakain po. What should you consider when sending promotions? Consider promotion. C, ma'am. Send a targeted promotion to relevant segments.
Yes. So, targeted promotions dapat para naka-aim siya in a particular segment for relevant persons lang. Okay? Yan. Send targeted promotions to relevant segments. Sige. Okay. Next. Miss Flor?
What primarily distinguishes psychographic segmentation from behavioral segmentation? It's very small. Letter B, ma'am? I'm not sure.
Okay. So, ang sagot mo is letter B. Psychographic. Okay, let's start with letter A. Psychographic focuses on location. Mali na yon. So, we don't get A. Okay? B, psychographic is based on attitudes, values, while behavioral is based on actions like purchase history. That's the answer. Okay? Yung letter C, psychographic uses income data, which is not correct. So, hindi natin kukunin yan kasi itong income at saka marital status is on demographic, hindi siya psychographic. And letter B, psychographic is only for B2B, which means business to business. Hindi yan true. Okay, so we cannot get letter D as well. So the answer is B. Psychographic is based on attitudes and values. Okay, next, Miss Legin.
Why is customer segmentation is important? It ensures all customers receive the same marketing messages, madam.
That's not the answer.
It helps companies tailor marketing efforts to specific groups.
Yeah, yan ang sagot, letter B. Okay? Right. Next. Miss Chanji?
Yes, ma'am. Which method is listed for gathering customer data? Hmm. Which method is using customer data?
Method. So it's a method.
Not sure, ma'am. Using only, ano,
Letter C.
B.
okay.
Letter B, I think, face-to-face
Face-to-face
interviews.
Letter
interviews.
B po.
Oh, the answer is face-to-face interview kasi yan lang ang method dyan. Yung iba are not method of gathering
Yes.
data.
Face to face.
Okay? Okay, face-to-face
Okay.
interviews. Okay. Next. Miss Joanna.
Which example illustrate behavioral segmentation?
Behavior.
Letter B po.
Okay, letter B. Pag merong purchase pattern, behavior agad yon. Okay? Purchase pattern is the keyword for behavior. Pag psychographics, yung values tsaka interests. Okay? Okay, good. Next, Miss Malu.
Which of the following is not typically used to segment B2C customers?
O hindi daw siya para sa business to customer.
Business to
Pag business to customer, you directly connect with customers. So alin dyan ang hindi related to business
Gender?
to customer? No, if you
Letter A,
have
ma'am.
Number of
gender is
A number
used.
of employees.
Eh?
I think
Ang
letter
business,
B.
letter B.
yes, ang sagot dyan is letter B, okay? Kasi yung
Number of
AC at saka
employees.
yung life stage, they are all business to customer. Diretso yan na inaalam ng business from the customers. Pero yung number if employees ay para sa business to business yan, okay? B2B.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, I hope you understood. Okay, next, Miss Janice.
How can segmentation help with product development?
So, paano nakakatulong yung paghihiwa-hiwalay natin yung customer?
By identifying new product or service opportunities.
Yeah, that's the correct answer. Okay. Good. Last one, Miss Judy.
What is psychographic segmentation based on? Attitude, values, and interests.
Yes, attitudes, values, and interest. Okay. May isa pa.
Choose the following kung ano pang to.
Oh, B2B na to. Business to business customers.
Letter C po.
Yes.
Industry.
Letter C, industry.
Yeah, industry. Okay. So, I'm gonna give you 10 minutes to finish this quiz. The same thing that we have reviewed right now dun sa portal. Yung mga wala access sa portal, isi-send ko yung link ng quiz sa GC. Okay?
Okay po.
So, 10 minutes guys ha. So, it's 11:17 by 11:27 dapat tapos na kayo. Please don't forget to write your name sa leaderboard ha.
Wait lang mo, hindi ko mabuksan.
All right, so let's continue. So kanina meron tayong buyer persona, we have digital analytics, tapos customer segmentation. And then now we have yung tinatawag nila pay per click, okay? O yung PPC, okay? So you can also do PPC in digital marketing, wherein yung mga audience nyo, pag nag-click sila, babayaran nyo ang bawat click nila. Okay? So pag nag-run kayo ng ads na pay per click, mahal yan. Kasi pag nag-click sila, hindi naman sure na bibili si customer. Di ba? Kaya mahal ang pay-per-click na ad. Okay? But, the good thing here is, it will optimize your website na malagay kayo doon sa taas. Kaya, when you notice doon sa, Fiverr, di ba ang dami nagsisend sa inyo ng message? Tapos, nilalagay nila yung link ng website nila. Kasi gusto nilang mag-click kayo doon sa link na yon so that it will add up into the search engine optimization nila. So, ibig sabihin, ma-optimize yung pagkaka-search at saka pagkaka-click doon sa link nila. Pag nag-search sila ng company nila, mapupunta siya doon sa mga first page. Ganyan. Kaya yung mga yon, mga pangkuha lang yun ng audience. Hindi naman talaga sila umorder, karamihan doon. Okay? So, most of these ads are called pay-per-click kasi nagbabayad yung ating mga businesses per click ng audience. Okay? Yan yung pay-per-click. Okay, meron din tayong tinatawag na keyword targeting, which is also under the PPC advertising. Okay? Yung keyword targeting is you're going to use keywords like sa Fiverr, di ba? Meron tayong keywords, pati din sa Upwork, meron tayong keywords. So, it will automatically send a specific relevant keywords para hindi ma-waste yung budget. Okay? Para sa specific group lang ng people. Yung ad extensions, these are links that you add into your features. For example, if you want to, you want to sell a certain product, ilalagay nyo yung link for subscribe, ilalagay nyo yung link for call us or book now, mga ganon. Those are called ad extensions. Okay? Yung mga additional buttons na nilalagay nyo na mayroong link that will allow the client or the customers to go and to your ad. Okay, additional dun sa ad ninyo. Then we have the bid strategy. Itong bid strategy is clear bidding strategies that align with your business goals. So for example, meron kayong bibigyan kayo ng options. So in the bidding, kung ano lang yung kaya nyong bibilihin, di ba pag may nagpa-bidding, kung ano lang yung kaya nyong babayaran, yun lang ang package na kukunin nyo. So ganun din dito. You're going to just pay whatever package that you can afford. Okay, yan yung bid strategy na tinatawag. Okay? Alright. Siyempre, we also have content strategy. So, pagandahan ng content, no? So, we know that already. That's very obvious, no? So, lahat ng mga content creator, they know their audience, they know the persona of their audience, and they want to give what they want. So, ang content strategy is something that will like you. Okay, basically ito yung tinatawag nilang king in the digital marketing kasi pag maganda yung content mo, magba-viral ka kaagad, na? So it's a very effective way of ensuring the consistency of your value as a platform or as a business. Okay? Yan, content strategy. So, kayo ba nagba-vlog? Nag-YouTube? Dati.
Vlog, ma'am.
Sa Facebook.
Okay.
Blagag po, blagag.
Nalaglag na lang. Nalaglag. Wala na. Okay. Okay. So, dito tayo sa SEO. Ang SEO is what we call as the search engine optimization. Pwede tayong magbayad. So, pag nag-search yung mga tao about you, makikita ka na kaagad sa una. Okay? Ang tawag dyan is SEO. But itong mga to are very expensive. You can do it in Google Ads as well, no problem. But syempre, favorite natin, which is the SOCMED. Yeah? So each platform is a very powerful tool. So alam niyo na ba paano mag-boost ng mga post dyan? Alam niyo na ba paano mag-marketing sa social media?
Yes po.
May alam na kayo how to do marketing on social media?
Yes po.
Ilan ng yes pa?
Not really.
Not really, ma'am.
Not really, ma'am.
Okay. Sige, puntahan natin yan later. Okay, kasi yan, pag gagawin mo yan, walang trial, diretso na talaga yan, bayad.
Yeah, may bayad.
Yes, so we cannot do it. But in TikTok, marunong ba kayo Nagamit nyo na ba one time ang TikTok platform?
Yes, ma'am.
Ako
Oo.
hindi po.
Ako,
So
ma'am,
meron,
hindi.
Ako
ay,
hindi. Hindi ako nagtitiktok.
okay. Ngayon, if you want to be a VA, dapat alam nyo. So you have to learn how to use that, okay? So kailangan alam nyo. Hindi pwedeng hindi nyo alam. Pag mag-VA kayo, dapat alam nyo yan. Okay? So maggawa kayo ng sarili nyong page, account, kahit dami lang for practice. Ang pinakamura, according to my experience, is sa my TikTok. Tsaka very effective. Okay? Kumpara sa ibang social media platforms. So, you can pay as much as 1 KD and makakakuha na kayo agad ng 4,000 likes, okay? 4,000 engagements, ganyan. So, it really works. At mas mura, you can achieve at 1 KD. Doon sa mga ibang platforms, ang minimum nila dyan is $10. Sometimes $14. Diba? So, mga 3 KD yun. So, mas mura pa rin doon. So, try nyo lang, no? It's part of your investment of your knowledge kasi kailangan yung malaman. Okay? So, try nyo lang. Huwag nyong ilimit yung self ninyo kasi if you'll never know until you try. Diba? Oh. Gawa kayo ng sarili mong page. Kunyari, magbenta lang kayo ng kunyari lang, okay? Para lang makita nyo for experience, okay? Ang importante naman is to make a brand awareness, okay? Para lang magkaroon ng intindihan nyo yung brand awareness. Okay, gagamit kasi kayo dyan ng keywords and hashtags. Alam niyo naman siguro ang hashtags, no? Kasi sa social media, engagement is the key, di ba? Sa social media, engagement is the key. Kaya nga lagi silang click subscribe, mga ganyan-ganyan, no? Pa-share naman, ganyan. Kasi engagement is the key, okay? Kailangan may engagement with the audience. So, kailangan talaga, okay? Right. So, ang SEO is actually a long-term strategy kasi pag nagawa nyo na, nandun na yan siya on top. So, pang matagalan yan. So, it's a long-term strategy. Link building is paggawa ng backlink. So, ano ba itong mga backlinks? Ang backlink is something like this. Itong si britishhedgehogs.org.uk, for example, okay? So, isa siyang website. So, sa website niya or sa post niya, maglalagay siya ng isa pang link ng another website. Okay? So, that's called a backlink. So, dahil reputable organization itong britishhedgehogs.org, maraming magkiklik dyan kasi they know that it is a reputable company. So, hindi siya magbibigyan ng scam link. Yan ang tawag sa backlink. Okay? So, for example, ang isang artista, halimbawa si Pia Wurtzbach, naglagay siya ng link. You would trust her with her, kung ano man ilalagay niya na link doon, di ba? Kasi nga, she's a reputable person. Ganon. So, that's called a backlink. Na yung isang organization or isang business or isang person, meron siyang gagamitin or ipopost na isa pang link so you can be engaged in that other. So those are paid. Yung mga endorsers, yung mga artista, pag naglalagay sila ng mga accounts na gusto nila ipa-check sa inyo, those are paid. Okay? Kaya nga yung mga influencers, pag naglagay sila ng link ng companies na ini-endorse nila, may bayad yon. Okay? Those are called backlink. Okay? Pag merong reputable website na nagbo-boost ng ibang other website, it boosts authority as well. So parang nagiging legitimate kapag reputable yung naglagay ng link. Okay? That's called a backlink. Okay? Right. So, dito na tayo sa MailChimp. Email marketing na tayo. So, itong MailChimp, according to the study, 95% of marketers, sinasabi nila mayroong ROI sa email marketing. So, kailangan pa rin natin ng email marketing. As I've said, 20% ng ating kinikita sa company comes from email. So, hindi natin pwedeng i-ignore ang email. Kaya, ang gagawin natin on this chapter will be more on email marketing. Okay? Right. So, ito namang HubSpot. Okay, sa HubSpot, you're going to also do email marketing pero mas komplikado tong HubSpot kasi madami siyang options. It's one of the most used CRM, customer relations management software na ginagamit ng mga companies. Those who don't want to pay employees. Gusto na nilang nila i-automate lahat. Okay? So, pwede nilang gawin dito. So, I have made an example for a marketing ad dito sa HubSpot, which says if you enroll in VA, you'll get a hoodie. Yan. So, pwede niyong gawin yan dito sa marketing email. Okay? So, I have given the guide doon sa ating portal. We will go on to that one by one. But here, you can create a workflow. Ibig sabihin, bibigay kayo ng command. Hindi nyo naman kailangan maging programmer, no? Pero dito, pwede kayong gumawa ng command sa AI na nasa loob ng HubSpot. So you can give command to the engine or to the AI itself to do the work that you want to happen. For example, here, sa number 1, create task. Okay? Sabi dyan, create task. So, ano ba yung task na gusto mo? For example, you want an ad. Okay, so magki-create ka dyan ng ad. Then, delay. So, ibig sabihin ng delay, you'll give a perception na pwedeng ma-delay yung reaction ng client. Halimbawa, si customer, naggawa ka ng ad. So, hindi niya clinic. So, ano mangyayari? You can either send the information of the receiver or the audience to a branch or particular person. Okay, and then, kung na-meet niya yung criteria, ibig sabihin nag-sign up. Nag-sign up siya. Maybe pwede after 2 days or after 1 day. Kasi hindi naman agad mababasa yung email, no? So, once na nag-sign up si customer, so prospect client, gagawa ka na ng task. Anong gagawin ni AI? Kailangan ba niyang isend sa'yo yung information? Kailangan ba niyang masendan ng link about purchase? Or mabibigyan siya ng voucher code or promo code, etc. So, yun ang gagawin mo dyan sa task 4, create task. O ito naman, if the event criteria was not met, hindi nag-sign up si client, clinic niya lang yung link pero hindi siya nag-sign up. So, you can send an internal email notification. Ikaw na maglalagay nito. Susundin na lang ito ng AI sa HubSpot. Okay? So, ikaw nagbibigay ng command. So, hindi mo ginawa na nila yung programming. All you need to do is to select it. Okay? Although, pag siguro ma-hire kayo ng isang client, they might as well still teach you and train you on how to do this. Okay? Kasi hindi ko kayo ma-train ng individual na gagawin ko kayo ng task like this kasi it has payment at medyo pricey. So, pasensya na. $90 siya. So, per person. So, wala naman akong $90 para sa inyong lahat, no? So, pasensya na. Hanggang dito na lang. Pwede ko maibigay sa inyo. Okay? But, just at least you should have an idea and overview, no? Hindi mahal kasi siya talaga, guys. I really wanted to give you task on how to do this. Pero ito lang yung kaya natin for now. Okay? Then guidance na lang siguro pwede ko maibigay sa inyo. And experience is still the best teacher. So kailangan nyo pa rin i-acknowledge na hindi pa natin alam to, hindi pa tayo master dito kasi bago pa naman to. So it's okay. Okay? Wala akong problema dyan. Normal lang naman. Wala namang may alam na lahat. Pinanganak na alam lahat. Okay? So ito namang deal name is your promotion. And then yung deal owner sinong gumawa. Okay? I-explain naman yan sa inyo. There are also details here if you want. Then, ito na, pag hindi rin na met yung criteria, yung sa isinend ninyo na internal email notification, ano mangyayari? Magsisend si AI ng reminder doon sa gumawa ng ad. Okay? Tapos, create ka ng task kung ano mangyayari after that. Pwedeng mag-follow up email ulit si AI at magbibigay siya ng message. So, kung napansin ninyo, kung lang, hindi ko lang alam if napapansin ninyo. For example, I receive an email na nagsasabi, you can sign up now for our 50% discount if you sign up now. Ganyan, no? Pero hindi ako nag-sign up. After 2 days, I receive an email. It seems like you did not sign up 2 days ago. Ganyan yung laman ng email. So, that's all naka-prepare na yan. Prepare na yan ng human. So, human feeling pa rin yung lumalabas sa email. Although, it has been sent by the AI. Okay? I hope na at least nagkaroon kayo ng idea on how it works. Okay. So, anyway, meron akong binigay na task doon. Sundan nyo na lang yung guidance na nilagay ko sa platform. Doon muna ang practice natin sa basic introduction. Ha? So, unahin muna natin later yung BEE templates. Okay? So, ito yung natapos natin for today. Alhamdulillah.